So I first met Shan after a hockey game that I played in, and I was introduced through her brother-in-law, and we hung out in the parking lot when I was around all my hockey buddies drinking beer, and I didn't say one word to her. I got too nervous. I knew she was coming, and yeah, so I was gonna introduce myself to her and try to talk it up, and got nervous and ended up doing nothing. I remember her wearing jeans, sneakers, and a puffy jacket because it was cold, but I do remember what she was wearing.
I came to one of his beer league games. He was playing with my brother-in-law, Michael, and they were the originally ones set us up. They were trying for weeks to get us to like meet each other or go on a date or something like that, and I ended up showing up to his hockey game to meet him. I met him after he was done. He showered or whatever, came outside, and we were in the parking lot at Polar Ice in Raleigh. And like he said like 2 words to me. He was like, "Hey," and then kind of nothing else. Didn't say anything else. I stood there for a couple hours, and then like we just went home, and then just kind of waited another week or so, and then they went to a NHL game for the Carolina Hurricanes, and then he texted me again trying to set up an actual first date. And then our actual first date was a sushi before a Hurricanes game, and then we went to a bar afterwards, and we were on Glenwood for like 2 hours, something like that, and then we went home at I think close to 1 or 2 a.m. So it was like a 12-hour date.
Well, we went on, our first date was to a Hurricanes game. We're both hockey fans. So after, we were both at a game one night separately, and her brother-in-law and sister were like, "You need to text Shannon." I was like, I don't know what to say. So I finally mustered up the courage to text her, and I texted her. We went on a date. I think within a week. It was a few days after I texted her. We talked a little bit, and we went to sushi, went to a Canes game, and then hung out after for hours. We had very long 9-10 hour dates in the beginning. I would legitimately pick her up at 3-4 in the afternoon, and we wouldn't get done until 1 or 2 in the morning because I didn't want the date to end. So we just kept the night going, and we did that for our first, I want to say 7 or 8 dates. Were just very long of us running all around Raleigh, doing whatever.
In our first beginning dating, within I think the first 3 months, we were going on dates every weekend, maybe sometimes during the week. And Eric was always so great about pre-planning everything. He always before our date even ended, he was already planning the next one or the next event. He goes, "Oh, let's do this, let's go do this." And our dates for 4 or 5 months were at 12 hours each. We just continued that path because we just always wanted to find new things to do or just spend more time together, I guess, in a way. So we were just always bouncing from date to date, and then I just kind of knew it was different because it was super easy. I never got awkward, or there wasn't ever breaks of silence. We spent 12 hours together, and we still were good at the end, and then we were still planning the next dates over and over again. So I felt that was different. I was I never could spend this much time with somebody and still want to see them the next week or get tired or want to go home.
I wouldn't say there was really one moment in particular that I had an epiphany, but it just gradually and organically grew into a serious relationship. There was one trip though, we went, I think it was the first year we went to the mountains together, and when we got back I was just like, "Man, I really love you, Shan." And yeah, she really liked that. So I guess that could be the turning point, but it just kind of kept growing on its own.
There was no questions. There was no I knew when. I just kind of always had a feeling it was different. There was no exact moment where it was "Oh, he's the one." I just felt super comfortable, step after step after step. We were always doing things together. We were never it was never dull. There was obviously times where it was calm and there was not much going on, but then we were always together. We loved spending time together, doing activities. He also never really asked to move in. He just kind of slowly started bringing more and more stuff into my apartment because I graduated college, and I got an apartment in Cary, and he would stay over and come hang out. Like, he was there pretty much all the time, and I was like, should we like move in together? And he goes, oh, I kind of already thought we were moved in together. And I was like, what? I thought that had to be like a conversation or something like that. But it never really was any like thing. We just kind of always progressed into the next step. Like, we didn't really have to communicate that all that much. Like, it was more of like, we both knew and we both were wanting to continue, and he never like wanted to like stop. I don't know. Our 12-hour dates just kept continuing. Like, we'd spend 12-hour days and then whole weekends and then whole weeks, and it just kind of never stopped, I guess, in a way.
I can go into the proposal story because it's not the greatest story. The proposal was we both knew it was coming, and I bought a ring. She knew I had bought a ring, and there wasn't a lot to it. We were on our way to go on a cruise, and I was like, oh, it'd be a good time if, on the cruise that we could be engaged. It'd be a nice little celebration. And I didn't want to do anything crazy. We both wanted to keep it low key. We didn't want a bunch of people around looking at us when we did it. And I was going to do it the night before. We had a great day. We went out to dinner, and then for some reason I just got really nervous to propose, and I was like, I don't know, it's not going to be good enough. And then the next day we were legitimately in the car on the way to go meet up with her sister and brother-in-law Michael, and I was just like, all right, let's do this. And she gave her the ring. So not the best proposal, but it got us here, so it worked. It was effective.
Yeah, there was no set proposal with Eric. Like, I kind of was always pretty specific on what I didn't want it in front of people. I didn't want it this big like charade or anything. And not a charade, but like just I didn't want anything huge. So he kind of listened to me in that sense. And it was like January, and he had bought the ring last year. Like, we kind of went out, we went picking together, we tried on some stuff, and I kind of gave him some exact ideas that I wanted or what I would like. And we went out to stores, and then we looked online, and we browsed, and we found some stuff that I liked, and we never like really fully settled on the design. I was kind of letting him have that creative freedom. And then we were going on a cruise with my sister and brother-in-law, like the guy he plays hockey with, just us four. And right before the cruise, I kind of had a feeling like the night before, and then he didn't end up doing it. And later on I found out he was going to do it that night, but then got all nervous. But literally right before we were leaving to go to the cruise and get dropped off at the airport, we were in the truck driving, and he's like, I should propose. And he goes, that'd be great to like have a ring and we can go on a cruise and enjoy it. And so he like quickly turned around, got the ring. We ended up being late to the airport, but on the way to the airport he proposed. It wasn't like the best, I wouldn't say it was the best proposal, but it was definitely an Eric move. Like, it was very much us. We're very dive into things before we like settle on stuff. He's just like, we get an idea and we want to go run with it as soon as possible. We don't like waiting for things. We're not good at like these big setup stuff. So he just was like, let's do it now. And I was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, let's do it now. And so we did it on the way to the airport for our cruise together to the Caribbean.
I've always had a hard time describing what it is in words that I love about someone, but Shan is someone who makes me feel very comfortable, and she's always good to crack a joke. She has hilarious little one-liners. I love her spunk. Her sassiness is just perfect to me. Perfect amount of sass. She'll definitely give it back to you if you get a little carried away, or I get carried away with something, which is nice. And just her willingness to learn and try new things and hear out other thoughts and opinions. And she's always got a new idea. I love her ability to just see something and be like, "Ooh, I want to do this," or "I'm going to try this." So her little brain is always turning. It's like a hamster on a wheel up there.
I love a lot of things about Eric. He is such a sociable person. He can turn a room and people just love to talk to him. He's super easy. He meshes well with like everybody. I've never seen someone be able to capture a room. Usually it's like roles are reversed. Like usually women do that and the men are just kind of the quiet ones. But I've always been pretty introverted. So I kind of love that he is so good at that role. I don't ever have to worry. Like he's so great with people, like helpful, kind, caring, and he might not be the best like fully expressing emotions like in big groups, but he's always also been a very like hands-on person. Like this entire wedding thing, he was always with me, helping me do things. Like he wasn't picking things out per se because he knows I'm the better one at that, but he was always there. He was always being like, what else can I do? Let's go pick something up. Let's go do something. He's always there, whether that be just for quality of time or the fact that he just loves helping. And like this has kind of always been our thing, and it goes back the 12-hour dates. Like we can spend all day doing like our errands or running things or cleaning the house or doing something like that, and he's always there and I enjoy it. He's also extremely talented with woodworking. Like our house is filled with like shelves and tables that he's built. Like if you give him something, he can figure it out in 2 seconds. He's super driven. He built his own business, and he's built it up so much that it's like completely different than when he started. Today, I'm super excited to marry him. Not much is going to change, obviously, because we live together. We have the house. We do all the things. But I'm looking forward to like kids that are just like him. He's like, I don't know. They always say marry somebody that you know that you would be proud if they were your kids, or like if that person turned out exactly how they were as kids, would you want to be with that person? And I like, that's 100% yes. Like he's just an all-around great guy. He's great with kids. He's always been there. He's awesome as a person, and I just love him. So I'm super excited.
I am very excited to get married in just a couple of hours here and see where life takes us. Probably have, we might start with a dog. I'm not sure. I don't really want a dog. She wants a dog. But I think children are definitely in the future, and yeah, just keep doing the things that we do now that's brought us to this point and keeps us happy. So it's all about the little things with us.
I'm super excited to marry you, Eric. I can't wait to see you at the altar.
I love you, Shannon, and I'm excited to spend the rest of my life with you.